بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا صراط المستقيم.
I'm Cameron, I'm from East Belfast and I'm studying economics.
Can you tell me the story of how you revert to Islam?
Around a few years ago, I started asking more questions about the nature of life, you know. I was previously atheistic, but I started to open my mind a wee bit more and look into different religions and whatnot.
So how did you become a Muslim?
Okay, so upon reading about it, and I discovered more about the human's natural fitrah and what we actually need, it became apparent that Islam is the haqq, the true religion, you know. And then from there, it was making shahada personally.
Right.
And then my best friend who was Muslim, he helped me through like the formal shahada and learning to pray in the masjid and whatnot.
You grew up in Belfast.
Yeah, I grew up
Right.
in Belfast, yeah.
When you were younger, or you had any friends from the Muslim community? Or
No, it wasn't until like the age of like 14, 15 that I started to like learn more about Islam. Like I had a Muslim friend and I started to like learn more about it, you know. But before that, I never had any experience with Islam.
To be honest, Cameron, it was really interesting how you came to us when we were in the restaurant and you said Assalamu alaikum, welcome Habibi, and stuff like that. That actually like it makes you unique for Arabic customers. That was really interesting. That sparked a conversation and made us ask you if you're learning Arabic. What kind of efforts are you doing to learn Arabic?
Okay, so of course the struggle to learn Quran is ongoing, you know, and then as trying to learn classical Arabic, understanding Nahu and Sarf, is it like the morphology and the grammar, just to understand like a better meaning when someone recites it. But outside of that, I have so many Arab friends working in a Lebanese restaurant, so I'm trying to learn every day, you know what I mean? Loads of online resources, and just Arabic is a beautiful language. There's so much richness in it, so like I'm happy to learn about it. I learn about it every day, you know.
First, you learn it with what's called the transliteration, which means the Arabic word with the English letters, but then you learn alif, ba, ta, tha, and then you learn how it connects, and you learn to read the Arabic, and then like certain YouTube channels can help you with the tajweed and the recitation and all, so it's all a whole process.
So YouTube was a very good resource for you when you learn.
YouTube is how I learn everything, you know, even in university. Like, in the lectures are just to tell me what I don't know, and then I go and learn on YouTube. You know what I mean?
Another thing is, I was thinking the Lebanese restaurant was a choice for you to get to know Arabic more, or was it just by choice?
It wasn't my intention to start with. You know, I just moved to student accommodation and found the halal shop. I was like, he's got shawarma, you know, he's got baklava, you know. And then I was a wee bit poor, so I needed money, and I went in. I was like, "Hi, baby, can I have a job?" You know, and he's like, "Yeah, like we'll sort you out." And then from there, like all the chefs speak Arabic, so I kind of have to, just for like ease of the job, I have to start learning a wee bit more Arabic.
what was it like going to the mosque for the first time?
Okay, so it was scary because I learned over the COVID lockdown. I learned how to pray in my room. I was teaching myself the Arabic in my room with no one to correct me, you know, that was hard.
Yeah.
And then when I first went to the mosque, it was still during the COVID lockdown and we technically weren't allowed to, so we had to go to like some abandoned church that was let us use it for the Eid prayer, you know.
Right. Okay.
And it was scary at first, and I felt a little bit out of place, but now when I find I go there with my own purpose, not even for any like external reasons. It's like I want to go for myself, you know.
Right, man, that's very impressive. You got it.
When I joined Islam, I did it in secret.
Right.
And when I went home, I like wasn't sure what to do. Like I went to my foster mom and I was like, "Hey, by the way, like I don't really want to eat pork anymore." And she was like, "What? Why?" And I'm like, I just don't want to eat pork, you know. Like I tried to give like a Christian answer, being like, you know, Jesus didn't eat pork, you know. But over time it became more apparent, and I told my brother, and like they didn't really have much experience with Islam, and I thought they would be against it, but he was just like, you know what, if you're sure and you're doing it for a good reason, then work away, you know. The reason we say revert is because like technically it's convert, but we say that when someone is born,
Yeah.
they're upon the deen, they're upon the fitrah.
Right.
and it's like your environment that makes you forget that and forget God, you know? So I'm a convert, but we just say revert as a sort of statement that like the fitra is innate in a human, you know?
Right.
I was thinking, there is always this spark that comes. Okay, now I need to take this decision to revert to Islam.
Yeah.
But yeah, you said that you had already learned and you were reading and but the moment that really sparked you to take the decision.
That's a good question, because I feel like even when I thought I was atheistic, you'd have those moments where you like cry out to God, and you don't cry out to a Trinity, you know, you cry out to one God, you know, and just feeling that, I didn't even feel like a spark as in like a change. It felt like I'd came back to my senses, you know, and I felt like I just found that this was the formalized way that I should be, you know. So like when I learned more about Islam, it wasn't learning about like a fabricated culture, it was learning about like the culture that the humans are meant to be on. And the same, it's the prophetic tradition all the way back to Adam alayhi salam, you know. One of our friends died from let's say a drug complication, and when he died we wanted to put his name on a bench, but through working with some like local organization, we were able to get a whole mural of him on the council building in the park that we're from.
Right.
And when we showcased that mural, the BBC actually came to sort of to look at it and speak to us and speak about why we're doing that, like represent a symbol of hope for the community, because in Belfast there's a lot of depression and a lot of mental health crises. So when we showcased the mural, the BBC came and talked to us a wee bit about it and what it meant to us. Although there are dark times, like as the thing says, for every dark night there's a brighter day, and we just kind of want to vocalise that to the community and give everyone a sense of relief kind of in hard times.
Ramadan. Did you fast the past 2 years?
The first year was really, really hard, and I I broke my fast a few times, you know. I found it really difficult. Whereas the last year, I felt like my iman had grown so much that I would just go through it and struggle through it.
So your first year, was it
first year was hard, because the first year, within like a month of converting, that's when Ramadan was. And I didn't understand much about it. You know, I didn't understand much of like the rules and regulations behind it. But the most recent Ramadan was successful for me and grew my iman
You
more.
finished it all 30 days?
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing, man.
And in that year, I hadn't really told my foster parents that I lived with that I was Muslim.
Were you fasting secretly, or were you?
Yeah, so I was fasting secretly, but then when I told my foster parents, like they kind of, they helped me, but it was difficult, because like we just had a new pet in the house, and when I'd wake up at 4 a.m. it would wake up the pet and would
you were the only person who was just fasting that day.
I was the only Muslim in the house.
Yeah,
only religious person in the house, never mind Muslim, you know.
Right. Did anyone get influenced by you fasting, or in Ramadan?
Not fasting specifically, but a year after I converted, I was texting my mother, and I'm like, "How are you?" She's like, "Oh, I'm good. I'm on the straight path," and that made me think, like, Surat al-Mustaqim. I was thinking, because I went and spoke to her about Islam before, or like we had watched like educational videos together, you know, and then it made me question, like, has my mum reverted? Because she used to be Christian, she believed in God, everything around her was very atheistic, but she held on to that like belief in God. And then I seen her and found out that she like did shahada to herself, so she testified la ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. And so then I got her a Quran, I got her a prayer mat. So my mum reverted a year after I did.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, and that was just from like us going and learning about it together, you know.
And wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So now in your family, you're the only two people who revert to Islam, which is you and your mom.
Yes.
How many of you in your family?
Okay, so there's me, my mum, my dad, 3 brothers and a sister.
And they were all aware that you were Muslim, and your mother, now she's reverted to Islam.
So they're all aware. There's different viewpoints on it, but I think I've helped them understand a wee bit how like it's natural and it's healthy, and at least it's better than the Irish lifestyle that they have going on here. You know, the partying culture essentially.
Yeah.
But one of my brothers is actually showing a wee bit more of an interest. I'm trying to get them all to do it, but giving dawah to people who are in different sort of mindsets, it's a different approach each time. but I'm showing my brother, I'm showing the brother closest to me about the Quran, how it was revealed about the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Just showing him the lifestyle of Islam, inshallah.
What were your thoughts before you becoming a Muslim of Islam?
Before becoming a Muslim, I already kind of realized that I was sick of this dunya, you know? Like, there's so much evil things in the media and in the world, and so many people are horribly disaffected because we're just fed poison and we're meant to be okay with that.
Right.
Whereas you start to realize that Islam is the antidote to that. So I was already, like, I already felt kind of close to God even before Islam, and alhamdulillah I was guided to Islam.
That's amazing, right? So do you normally go to the mosque every Friday?
Yes, so every Jummah I try to go. There's a prayer room in the university, which is right beside my accommodation, so that makes it a lot easier, you know.
Right. And do you have any friends that are Muslims?
My friend's Muhammad, he joined my university, so we can pray together in the mosque and whatnot. I knew him before the university as well, and obviously just everyone in the prayer room is so, they're so friendly, so I make friends with everyone I meet there.
When we arrived here, we noticed how the drinking culture is really crazy in Ireland.
Yeah.
How is this affecting you? Do you get invited to parties, to drinks, and I like? Did you used to drink before, or?
I used to drink before, and then I started growing out of it, you know, like due to things that had happened in my past. I didn't really like drink, even before becoming Muslim. I was very against it. We have Oktoberfest over here, which is like some big drinking party, you know what I mean? And I used to like go out to the parties and just not drink, and that was fine. But then I realized that the environment is intolerable unless you're drinking. So you just have to avoid them altogether, you understand?
Yeah. It's very difficult to get invited and to be asked to drink every time.
Yeah.
And then you are refusing, Or like sometimes you will feel offended if you're not drinking.
Yeah, like if you say you're not drinking because you're hungover, they'll be like, I understand. But if you don't drink because you don't think it's healthy, they get offended and they're like, what do you mean? You know, they start evaluating themselves.
Yeah. And this is something actually we suffer from also here in the UK.
Yeah.
Especially us, because I love to party, I love to go out and stuff, but everyone is like offering you drinks and you have to be very careful like how you respond to that.
Yeah. A lot of people take offense if you don't indulge in their same poisons. You know what I mean?
Yep, that's true.
Do you have any plans to travel to Saudi and perform Umrah or Hajj in the near future?
Absolutely. So the uncle of my best friend Muhammad, he lives in Saudi, and he's saying for him living in Saudi, it's very easy for him to go to Umrah. So if we go to Umrah with him, that would be a lot of the costs down, and that, inshallah, that would be a lot easier for us as well. But in terms of more like Islamic plans of my future, I would also so I'm doing economics. I would like to specialize possibly in Islamic finance and work in an Islamic economy like Malaysia and such, you know, because they have a whole different system going on there. No riba or anything, you know, it's a lot better. Yeah.
Right. All right. That's a very good ideas, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Take me with you.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll go.
He's very famous. I think he's very famous.
Nah, bro, I just say my friends about.
In terms of, you said your future plan, you want to go to Malaysia and basically live and work there?
Yeah, Malaysia, I heard, has a good Islamic economy, but obviously the Gulf countries too are Islamic, you know, and there'd be job opportunities anywhere. So I'll just see where God takes me, you know.
All right, so in my opinion, I think if you go to Saudi Arabia or the United Arab Emirates, Qatar, or the Gulf countries, the pay rise is high, and the way of living is way better, and they're fully Islamic, and literally you can raise your children there and just live, you know, the best regular life. That's what I'm planning to go to do. So I think it's a good idea, but tell me your thought.
Well then, no, that sounds good. It's just I haven't given it much thought. I just know I'd like to work in Islamic finance. That would be the best way to branch off from my economics degree. And again, anywhere that'll have me, I'll go if it's Islamic enough and has a good lifestyle, you know.
Right. All right, so I'll definitely see you in Saudi Arabia in the near future.
Inshallah. Yeah, alhamdulillah, that'll be good.
All right, hopefully.
هسه ماشيين للبيت نروح مع كاميرا نشوف هو ساكن وين نتعرف عليه أكثر ونشوف حياته كمسلم معتنق للإسلام أو كزول ايرش أو ايرلندي اعتنق الإسلام جديد.
Casa. This is my room, yes, this is my studio.
And how long you been living here?
This is start of my second year.
Nice. Do you like it?
Yeah, I love it. You know, I got my own space, I can't complain. Yeah.
Nice. Lovely.
Alhamdulillah.
Lovely.
What was your first Quran book you had?
So this here was the first Quran book I had. Just a basic in English translation when I didn't understand much about where you get your translations from.
Right.
Then I got this from the Quran Project. This has it has historical references to each surah, and it has appendices at the back explaining Islam. I got the Mus'haf. Just here, I got the meaning and translation of the Quran by Abdullah Yusuf Ali, which is a good one.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And you
my
have
Qurans.
Allah.
Yes.
The prayer man.
As soon as I joined Islam, my best friend Muhammad, he was like, we have loads of, we have spare prayer mats. This was the only spare one he had, but purple happens to be my favorite color. So it was meant to be. Yeah, I've had this the whole time.
The Middle East, they always serve you with
a lot of tea.
Yeah, tea. Yeah, which is
tea and coffee.
Very.
شاي وقهوة يا مان.
هذا شاي مع نانا.
Nice, beautiful. الله أكبر.
الله أكبر.
الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين الله أكبر. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. والعصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا صراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين.
بس يا شباب هذا راح يكون نهاية الفيديو مع كاميرون، إنسان مرة خرافي، فراح أسيب الكلام له. شوف آخر كلمات اللي عاوز يقولها. What are your last words?
My last words, Alhamdulillah. It's a pleasure to meet you guys,
Alhamdulillah.
Pleasure to do this video.
Too man. شكرا جزيلا.
عفوا حبيبي.
حبيبي.
عفوا.
Very nice meeting you.
Yes, brother.
Very nice actually hearing your story. Very inspiring.
Yeah.
And it was really an honor to work with you and with عماد as well.
Likewise.
زي ما عارفين عماد براون أنا سعيد جدا لعودته لليوتيوب، واليوم حيكون من أقوى الفيديوهات اللي احنا اشتغلناها مع بعض، لأنه عماد توقف لمدة 2 وفتح قناة جديدة وما قدر يدخل على القناة القديمة. عايزكم كلكم يا جماعة تشاركوا الفيديو، تخشوا في اللينك في الديسكريبشن وتعملوا سبسكرايب لصفحة عماد وقناته على اليوتيوب عشان عايزين نوصله ل1000 مشترك. كمان كاميرون we are trying to help him also start a YouTube channel.
That's all we want.
You should start a YouTube channel to inspire more people to do your story and to tell the world what you're doing.
We're gonna make vlogs soon. Me and Cameron, we're gonna travel Saudi Arabia very soon, hopefully, to perform Umrah or Hajj. Hello.
عايزين sponsor يا جماعة.
We need a sponsor. We need someone
to take him to Saudi Arabia.
In Saudi Arabia. Anyone who want to take care of him in Saudi Arabia, the sponsorship, go contact him in his Instagram down below.
Yeah.
And it was an honor to meet you.
Pleasure, brother. Thank you. Shukran.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I'll see you guys. مع السلامة.
Bye.
Bye.